Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good afternoon, students. Thank you for your participation during the class. I hope you enjoyed the lesson today. Today we started with the first lesson, 1.1, first lesson of Unit 1, My Language and Your Language, right? In this lesson, we learn and we talk about languages and learning languages, and we ask questions using the question words, right? So I asked you the question in the beginning that how many different languages do people speak in your class? So as we have got the different answers, so we have got that some of us we speak Arabic, English, Spanish, Mexican, right, and some other languages as well. So here you can see that we talked about the languages that we already know and would like to learn. But my first language is, many of you that definitely your first language is Arabic. At home, we speak again Arabic here, right? I know a few words of some guys, a few words of Spanish, French, German, Korean, right? So as according to you guys that during the class you wrote here that whichever the language that you know the few words of, right? I started learning English when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. This is how we completed this. I would like to learn German because I like it, right? I enjoy watching films in English with subtitles. I learn a lot that way. I like listening songs in Arabic, English, or whatever the language. So this question was over to you guys. You completed this question according to your understandings, right? Second question, which of the following are nationalities and which of the following are the languages, right? And which are both. So Australian is a nationality. Cantonese is a language. English is again a language. Mandarin is again a language. Parts of Malaysia language. Arabic language. French, both people and language, right? Indian is a nationality. Canadian nationality. Hindi is a language. Urdu is a language. Sanskrit is a language. Japanese, both people and language. Spanish as well, both people and the language, right? Then I gave you very important information here that bilingual means that the person who is able to speak two languages, an official language is the language of the government, used and taught in the school and used in the courts of law, right? So let's listen an audio track here. Then within the track, while we listening the track, and we will complete this table here. All right. So it is track number 2 that if you want to listen this track by yourself, you can also download the book, the soft copy, and you can listen to the track. Okay, I'm going to play this track for you guys. So those who are listening, they can complete it by themselves, although I'm going to help you to complete this table. All right.
Track 2.
I'm Australian and I live in Melbourne. My grandparents live in Melbourne too. They came to Australia from China 50 years ago. They speak Cantonese. My dad was born here and he's bilingual. He speaks Cantonese and English. I speak English, of course. I understand a few words of Cantonese because I hear my dad talking to my grandparents, but I don't speak it. At school, we learn Mandarin.
I'm Malaysian.
So here we can see the first language of Kelly is English, and the second language is Mandarin. And school she also speaks Mandarin, and she understands few words of Cantonese, right? Now see Aslan, who's a Malaysian guy. Listen.
I live in Georgetown, which is on the Asian island of Penang. My first language is Bahasa Malaysia,
So the first language of Aslan is Bahasa Malaysia. Here we will write Bahasa Malaysia. All right.
And I speak English as a second language.
And he speaks English as a second language. All right. About Kelly, that she doesn't tell us about her second language. That's why we put a line. But the language that she is learning at the school is Mandarin. Malaysian is the nationality of Aslan, and the first language is Bahasa Malaysia. Second language here is this again.
Asia. And I speak English as a second language.
Here we will write
I
English.
speak a little Mandarin because we learn Mandarin at school. I'd like to become fluent in Mandarin.
So here again, Mandarin, that his language that learning at school is Mandarin.
But it's a hard language to learn.
He said, I like to learn the Mandarin, but it's hard language to learn, right? Here we will write this additional information. Now let's see Sophie.
I'm Canadian. I live in Ottawa.
Here we will write Canadian. Here, nationality is Canadian. She lives in Ottawa. It's a state in Canada.
My dad is from Morocco. He grew up speaking Arabic and French. My mum is Canadian. English is her first language.
Here we will write English is her first language. So we will write English here at this first language section.
And French is her second language.
And the second language of Sophie is French.
I've grown up speaking both languages, so I'm completely bilingual. I do Spanish at school.
Here we will write Spanish, that she speaks the language. She speaks Spanish at school.
My dad has taught us a few words of Arabic, so I can count up to 20, and I know words for food and how to say hello, goodbye, thank you, and things like that.
So here, in additional information that we can write to that she understands a few words of Arabic. Now let's see the information about Dave.
I'm Indian, and I live in Delhi. Hindi is my first language. Hindi is the official language here.
Here we write Indian, right? Indian is the nationality of Dave. So the first language is Hindi. Hindi is his first language.
Also speak English. It's my second language.
Second language is English.
I like watching films with English subtitles because it helps me improve my vocabulary. We learn Sanskrit at school, and I know a little.
Here we will write Sanskrit. At school, he's learning Sanskrit.
Bit of Urdu too.
And he knows a little bit of Urdu too. Here we will write in the additional information, right? So this is the track, and after listening the track, it's quite easy to fill the table, right? The blank spaces. Okay, here we are going to complete the question. You can see the picture as well, the Kelly, Aslan, Sophie, and Dave. Right, so complete the question. Who lives in Melbourne? Kelly. Who immigrated to Australia 50 years ago? Whose father speaks Cantonese and English? Who speaks a few words and phrases in Arabic? We have seen. And who wants to become fluent in Mandarin? Which two people speaks Mandarin at school? Whose mother speaks French as a second language? And who knows a little bit of Urdu? Right, so it's easy to answer all these questions as we have done during the class. Now let's see here. Complete these questions. That which languages does Kelly's father speak? Kelly's father speak English and Cantonese. Which language Aslan speaks at school? Right. And how many languages can Sophie speaks fluently? What they like watching Be it like watch films with the subtitles and watch Dave like to learn in future. He wants to learn the food, right? Because he can speak some words of both. Right. So this is what we have done today. That is the first lesson. If you have any questions, you can ask me during the class. And see you in the next class. Take good care of yourself.